Test 1, 2, 3. Just curious how settings up music reviews create. Uh-oh. Yo, how's your gig? Look pretty good, man. That's good. Good to have you. It's good to hear. There's a link in the description. I'm about to open submissions, and submissions are open. Ah. While you guys send, I need to. Let's see. Got we got this shot that's wobbly for some reason. What the hell? Oh, I lost my jiggers, so I think it's gonna fall. I wanted to have like a cam I could just pick up and put like, like, yo, what's up, fam? Like, this song is the shit. Also, let me know how the mic is. I ended up reworking where I place it. It's like a big ass penis like popping out. You can see that. But it's the nicest place to put it where the room doesn't feel so messy, you know what I mean? And then we got, yeah, there you go. See, so boom. Pretty cool. Uh, but yeah, let me know how the mic sounds. I am a little farther away from it, so I'm not getting the deepness of it, but okay, so if I do this guy shot, there we go. See, main face shot. I think I just want to copy the Nero thingy over to this guy shot. There we go. And then the screen, maybe that's it. Let's see, but maybe not needed. Okay. But yeah, you guys send your stuff in. We might randomize today. I've been seeking a bit of something different just for the sake of it. Maybe we'll do that. Oh shit. Put that there for now. Cool. Whaley, how are you, man? It's been a minute. How's the journey? I think last time there was a couple people that watched you from YouTube, and yeah, I remember going like, "Oh, you have his channel, and you check it out." Yeah, fuck this. Um, Yo, what's up, Elvis? Fuck it, no Skycam. Fuck the Skycam right now. I need to get the tripod. I lost it. It was great. Yeah. What kind of goals do I have? That's actually a pretty dope question. So I'm going to day trip this week, and I was thinking about making it more of a business trip because I do want to make better videos that are just not production related. And then from there create like, sample packs, Soundbanks are cool. Keep doing them, keep working with artists, but like, again, a lot of the main driving income is coming from sample pack and Soundbanks. So artists are cool. Like when I get them, they're dope, but they don't pay the bills as good as sample packs and Soundbanks do and doing the YouTube videos. So definitely day trip. I wanted to do like a video on what's working, like analyze the crowd like a fucking Einstein and just go like, these sounds work. This was the sound that made everyone go fucking crazy, like, and then just make a whole video about it. I mean, I have like a shit ton of like little cameras like this that I could use. So more YouTube content where like it's still educational and fun to watch, but just taking up a notch and eventually tie that to other cool things. Like there's ideas I have when it comes to production related stuff that's not digital. Like I'll keep some of them to myself, but again, they're super cool. And the thing is just kind of like getting to the age where I'm like, I want to manufacture this product, and then the videos and everything ties together where Evil Sounds becomes now like a more physical kind of line of products while still doing the sound banks. The problem for me is like sound banks, I do them. Usually I'll hire people to help with some stuff, but I'm never too happy with the work I get when I hire other people because they just don't obsess over the sounds like I do. Like I'll take 3 hours to remake one sound because I know people want it, and because maybe it's just like I'm competitive in nature. But and they won't do that, right? They're getting paid, and they're like, oh, how can I finish it as fast as possible? Where it doesn't need to be high quality, but just the bare minimum of who'll say okay and pay me for the work. So that's what I'm struggling with right now. But we'll see. I mean, it's a good place to be for me, to be fair. And then keep doing these feedback streams and maybe like elevate them. Those are all my like big things right now. You like to watch blogs? Yeah, I should do them. I mean, my life's not that interesting because I'm more in the behind the scenes stuff, and I'm usually at home when I'm doing stuff through Zoom. But maybe I'll just like catch them in their underwear or something, right, and fucking put it bad. But yeah, I have my goals with it. It's just again, I think it's just like the ambition to do it, But this Saturday, going to day trip. It's like a little house festival. I'm gonna try it out, see if I vibe with that idea, and if I do, then hire a video editor and do all that good stuff. It's gonna be sick. All right. Yeah, it's house music. How do you get backstage? Artist pass. The thing is, I don't like to hit people up. I don't like to. I'm Mexican, so I don't like to ask for favors. That's just me. I don't know why that is. I'd rather provide value. But for instance, I could hit up Sid, I could hit up Dissip, I could hit up literally everyone on that fucking lineup and tell them, hey, can I get an artist pass? But I feel like that makes me a bitch, a pussy. I don't know. It's like I don't want to ask for it. I got him for free thanks to some guy that saw me at the gym saying, you want to come to day trip? I was like, okay, let's go, bro. I'm down. And then he actually came through. I got the passes. For the artist thing, I think you need to have someone, but I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I hate doing that. I hate fucking doing that. But that's me. That's my mindset with it. And, if they offer, they offer, they know I live here, right? So if they offer, they offer. If they don't, then fuck them. That's what I say. Okay. Enigma. Okay. I'll make them come though. Every big artist I have on my help, working with, they came to me. I didn't go seeking them like, oh, I want to work with you so bad. It's like, you create the demand where they fucking need you. That's the way to do it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, got that. We got Dreams, Bad Gallery. Oh, nice to see you again. I like the CD. Okay. Here I am talking about penises. I'm like, ah, shit. Okay, good afternoon, man. Everyone getting those DJ iCams now. They are on sale. Motherfucker. Yeah, I know. I got it. I didn't get mine on sale, dude. I bought that shit at full price. All right, man. Oh, wait. My bad. Okay, let's get started here. We back. Sorry, dude, these stream decks thingies, bro, are fucking shitty. Main thing, everything sounding pretty decent. The vocal chop choir has like this weird tremolo, adding grit to it. I'm not sure if that's intentional or what's going on with that. I mean, if you like it, cool. I don't like it. But other than that, so far so good. Vocoder effect, cool. Yeah, I think it's just like I'm starting to kind of realize quality-wise it's going to shit in music, and honestly, I mean, no excuse, it's not bothering. Maybe I just choose not to comment on it because I have to start explaining why I think the way I think. But I think it sounds okay. All right. I'll say what I gotta say. Thank you, Ego, keeping me in check. All right, we'll fucking. Not bad, bro. You're fucked up. That's harsh. I'll just say my thoughts. I'll let you guys decide. Like, I'll just say, like, when I work on a song, there's thoughts I get. I'll write them in a notebook and then I'll come back to them. So I'm gonna say, all right, we'll go from there. Okay. So first thought of it was bass is very upfront. Is there any way for that top part of the bass to be more in the back? This lead sound is cool. Takes up a lot of space. I think this is fine, sweet, love this part. Good pluck melody. That vocoder, not a fan of it. Feels like, could be a lot better, and I like the idea of it. I like the way it sounds. Personally, I would have just preferred the choir, to be fair. And then on the drop, you know, like old school techno. There's a lot of tracks with choirs like that. Good reverb on it. Good to go, man. Damn. The Hoover in the back. Is it needed? Could have done other things, I feel, that would have highlighted the opera, you know, the choir a lot more, a lot better. We will fast forward in a sec. Full echo out. Fucking hate the vocoder. You do not need the vocoder, man. I don't know what's going on. Like, West End got in you or something happened there, man, but fuck them. Just fucking use the choir. No reason for this spectral resonator or vocoder on it. You know, right now, production, I always tell people, is like overly complicated for no fucking reason. I see these videos where people are fucking like adding like this long ass chain to make this distorted ass fucking sound for no fucking reason other than, oh, look at me with my fucking 20 effects chain. Yeah, bro, you could have done that with like maybe 2-3 really good programmed distortions and you're good to go. But the 20 chain makes no fucking sense. So again, sometimes it's like the song doesn't need it, doesn't need that vocoder. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't need that. it takes away rather than add. You know, it's like respectfully, you know, like I know there's a girl in the chat. I'm so sorry. There's some girls that get lip fillers. I'm like, you didn't need that. Then some girls that get big ass boob jobs. You didn't need that. That's my opinion. I'm not saying they should live like that. That's just my opinion, right? Like, you didn't need that shit, bro. Like, you fucked it up. God made you beautiful and you fucked it up. You know, that kind of vibe. So it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's nice. I like the pluck idea. I like the choir idea. That's the main idea. I'm not a fan of the other stuff that's more electro-y in nature. I think it takes away from the song more than add. I would double down on the choir personally. Agree to repetitive, but this genre is very repetitive. You make like that Space 92 techno shit. Some people just want to be repetitive. There's people I work with where like they make Latin house, and it's like I always tell them, look, I don't like being repetitive, but like if I was to work on this is what I would do, and I know it works. But then there'll be something like, oh yeah, but the label's not gonna like that shit, and then I'll be like, yeah, I know, but is there any way that we can maybe do that, but in a way that is acceptable in your genre? Because you guys just have bad taste, and it's not my fault, you know. Some people fucking like anchovies and shit by themselves, and it's like, all right, you know what I mean. So how can I replace that with this in a way that it fits? So, but anyways, cool track, man. Cool track. I have black coffee with heavy cream. When is what? Well, it's that milk that's more fatty than anything. I'm trying the ketogenic diet to lose a bit of weight or keep the weight off, but I only lost 1 pound so far, which is weird. I think I'm fucking up somewhere. That's pretty cool for Hellbent, man. When you perform now, you're gonna have parentheses. D. Ramirez, Hellbent. Got a new cable for my mic, which is a lot shorter, but I put it far away, and I also have it side chaining the music down. We need George Clooney on the song, saying something about life, enigmas, some nice like, life is a matter of choices. Every choice you make sends you down a path where you sacrifice other choices. Trust the path. Oceans, yeah, there you go. All right, I'm setting this up. I want it to be... Allow the future to go through you. I would say, I think this works. Personally, me, what I would want to do is create maybe some form of crescendo. If a vocal will be put, space echo, you know, the rolling one, I think it's the rolling one. It's like a tape. What the hell is a space echo? It's that green thing that's $5,000. You know, live, like Space Echo, and then you release it. That's what I hear, or at least the pad slowly coming up, something crescendoing, making you feel like you're going towards something. But really groovy bass, dope drums. I'm sorry to hear, man. Took one for the team. That's the one I wanted to get. Why didn't you like it? Yeah, that plug kills the vibe. Yeah, pluck is just way too, you know, like, the song is kind of like a good, chill, like, you know, you just fucking biked, like, you just, fuck it, man, you did the Tour de France, and now you're chilling by a beach with a beer, and, like, the track is that feeling you get, you know, of, like, accomplishment, tiredness, but, like, you're at peace, right? And then all of a sudden your friend comes and starts like killing the vibe, you know, like, and there's that one friend, everyone's like cool and shit, and he's like, that's the pluck. Yeah, better idea. What I like to do sometimes is just splice samples and like find something that fits and then make it myself with a better sound. Or if the splice sample works and I can tweak it to fit the song, cool. But if I can't, then that's where, you know, you go and do that. But yeah, I think maybe the pluck also doesn't need to move around a lot. Maybe it's more, in the words of ChatGPT, because I never knew this word before ChatGPT, hypnotic groove. You know, something a little bit more like just close, right? So with melody shape, you can jump really high, really low, really high, right? A melody like this is almost going to be very emotional, very energetic, versus a melody that just kind of moves around, let's say we're in A up to C maybe max, down to F or G max, right? Like that, it's going to be more hypnotic. Okay. And that, there was something I did want to do. Give me a sec here real quick.
Welcome back, my friends.
That friend gotta go, bro. Sounding pretty good. Yo. Bass feels a little too loud. Want to control it more. Again, I think we talked about this last time. Reference by mastering the mix. Compare it to some good tracks. Number two, bass room can help a bit. Just give you, if the high frequency is where it needs to be at. But other than that, you just got to kind of dial that in. Someone told me that when they were taught like how to level kick and bass, kick, let's say -6, bass will be -6 to be below that. I think that's a good range. I find the bass usually a little louder, but yeah, just control the bass a little more, I would say. I'm bumping in here. I feel the bass. I feel like I shouldn't have to feel it. Maybe it's like, I don't know if you have 2 layers, but maybe it's the top layer of it, that boo, 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 that's really bothering me. Yeah. Pull, 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 pull. Just compare with other songs. Maybe I just like that part of the bass more in the back myself, but like compare it, and if it fits, it fits. But again, I think it sounds fine. Drums are grooving, vibe is there, nothing bothering other than that. That's the only thing bothering right now, okay? So again, one man's opinion, just use that. If you feel it's fine, trust yourself on it. But if you feel like, yeah, I was a bit iffy about it, then okay, maybe just reduce the volume a tad bit. Bass 7, 8 usually works for me, but sometimes deceptive. Use your ears. Yeah, it just depends a lot, you know? It depends on the top part of the bass. It depends on the patch. Does the patch have a -8? You know, there's a lot of factors that can go into it. So definitely always use the ears, use reference. I find myself as a bass expert. In fact, a lot of my job when I work with artists is fixing bass lines and finding the right bass lines for tracks. So, you know, like usually I'm just fucking like obsessed over like the dynamics of the bass, the envelopes of it. So maybe that's why it's bothering me a bit. I would definitely, if let's say we're in a sesh, you were paying me for it and shit, I would definitely work on that top bass and get it to sound the way I would feel it should be, right? And then present it and go like, yo, we could do this. Maybe like we lower it a bit, maybe shape it just a tad bit. And then from there, if the artist likes it, dope, you know, and we go from there. Sometimes they'll say it's too punchy, and then I have to kind of rework and stuff till we get it to where they like. But again, that's the only thing bothering. Yeah, it's always house, bro. I gotta get back on drum and bass. Personally, me, I always like to remove the low end out of the bass. Love the kick. Love the kick, so I think that kick is good. I would keep the bass going, filter out the lows. I'm hearing, personally me, right? I would want like, I don't know the original, but like ear candy elements here. Like dream, like you got dream on the title, but yeah, dreamy sounds. Nothing like dun 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 dun, but like nice flowy kind of sounds that will go. I can only do it with my mouth, okay? What that mouth do, right? So vocal louder too if possible. Dun, dun. Yeah, ear candy, high strings. Drums are impeccable though, bro. Drums are impeccable. I love these drums. I like Jazzy's new song is sick with Chris Lorenzo. Yeah, cool. You do need since she's like, I know I need a synth and I want a juicy one, but the possibilities are endless. Could you please show me an example using Disco Candy 1? Honestly, just hearing this, you need something, in the words of chat, hypnotic. Wait up. I'm like, I was making this. Watch. Let me see if I have it. I can't show this, but it's cool. You need that, bro. Wait up. Don't save this. Serum 2. Disco Candy 1. That's a hard pack because even though it's called Disco Candy, I feel like it's more it's more Tech House Candy, bro. But I would go something like that. Let's see, Mixed in Key Live real quick. Thanks for supporting you and fucking Alex. You get rid of the 7. No. Oh yeah, pad. Let's see. I don't think I can do it with Disco Candy. Let's try this. My easiest one to add chord stabs like this, where like you maybe have a 7th and you can add the 3rd too if you wanted to, right? That with the right sound. I think this works when it's more filtered. Definitely don't want it too open. Breaks, you can get the pad to really just like hold out. If you really wanted to take it a bit more like spacey, again, just depends on the vibe. Can always use, yeah, if you can get this, it'd be dope. Tantra is super cool. Can do, let's see here real quick. You know, resample some of it. It goes on sale for like 20, 30 bucks. You know, but I would want something that's not too, like, you know, like, how do you say it? Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Let me see. That's one option there. Yeah, for me, most first chord step, synth wave, play 7 plus 3, or just the 7th worked. Tantra if you want to take it more spacey. And then from there, yeah, like the plucks. I don't think Disco Candy's gonna have a lot of the first one, like a lot of the hypnotic stuff that's gonna fit a lot more without being loud and in your face. Because a lot of this is more for that 1/8 stuff. But the one I liked the most was this one, cut off down, maybe use the chords, 7/3, can play with the voicing of that, or just 7th. I like the Tantra vibe on it too if you want to make it more flowy. But that's about it. I feel like if you were to add melody or anything else, you take away from the groove and you kill the vibe completely. Thoughts on AI music? It is what it is, bro. That's the way I like to see it. It is what it is. I think it's fucked up. They didn't ask for permission to train the models on people's music, right? But it is what it is. Technology is gonna come, and human nature, people are just gonna fucking go for what's easier most of the time. But I think it's good to have a bit of, like, the Ableton and the synth expertise, because even me using it here and there, it provides a lot of really cool stuff, but usually the quality is not there to say, like, fuck yeah, or at least for me, I wouldn't like put my stamp of approval on it. Yeah, handle it. There's so many ways to play that song. Really like the drums. Bass would be the biggest thing for me. And then doing something more intentional in the breaks, I think would be dope, other than just removing the bass. I would also as well remove the low end of the bass to create a bit of contrast and bring it back at the right time, right? Like before a drop, or maybe as a moment in a break. But other than that, I think it's pretty cool. Let's see, CD Cat, Only You, DMB remix. Okay. Got the men break. That intro, a lot of stuff being thrown at me. I feel like the amen break ruins and doesn't add anything, and you should just start it without it personally, or even like if you want to have the texture of it, like filter it even more, and maybe like treat this as a break over like to it, because it feels like it could be like, I'll say Travis Scott, that's what's coming into my mind, where it's like Reese, you got that nice Mike Deanish analog sound on the sides, and then you got the vocal down the center, controlled, doing that cool little cool thing it's doing. It can work. But right now, it's just like a little all over the place. Not everything is synced up. Yeah, so just a little too much rhythmic content on everything, not synced up. And then the vocals are and I also felt like the bass was doing some like octave jumps. I don't think that it was, but it was like, again, I feel more stability. Does it make sense? It's kind of like, I'm trying to talk to you and tell you, like, how to get a fat bass while someone else is explaining to you at a different rhythm, like how to cook a steak, and then someone else on the left side is telling you something else. It's like, that's how I feel right now. It's like I'm being bombarded in a way by different people, where I'm like, all right, shut the fuck up. I just want to hear this person real quick, works better when you have the vocal doing all of that stuff because you don't really have anything else competing with it. Also, you don't have the amen break down the center. Works a lot better. The amen break here is not competing with that wide synth. The vocal also isn't doing the it was doing an intro. Working a lot better here. Better. Mix, definitely iffy about it, but the idea, I like the drops. I think the drops are dope. Some progression on the second half here definitely felt like it was needed. Second break works a lot better than the first break. Explain why, and you show that. So first break, maybe give it that treatment. Think about the main idea, and if something is invading that space or just creating too much chaos, definitely try to remove. That's usually going to be like the easiest thing, just remove stuff. What works, what should stay. Maybe the amen break can come later and you can give one of the sounds in the beginning of the break like a rest. So for example, maybe together they don't work when they're playing on top of each other in the song, but it can work for a different section in the song when that one thing it was colliding with goes away. Or maybe you loop it and it stays on one, and now the amen break can do its thing and vice versa, right? That's about it. Super cool. Drum and bass track. I'm curious if I'm getting better. Your thoughts? I feel like you are. I like this one a lot more than the ones I remember. Like, I'm trusting my brain here. I'm assuming that, again, just feel like it definitely was better than the last. If I had to think, like, yeah, it feels like it was. Overall idea of the track and mix. Okay. So fast forward this up. Giorgio Moroder wants the bass back. All right. By Suno vocals. I'm not against AI vocals. They all sound the same at this point, the tonality and everything. The moment it came out, I was like, I like the idea of being complex with the bass, as people are getting tired of that 1/8 bass. Catchy, it feels like it's not. So that's the big thing. Maybe the bass, you can still do this. It just feels like it's trying to do too much, and maybe there's a way to make it catchier. Like what? See, like there? When it starts doing all that, you fucking lose me. So simplify it. I feel like you had me at first. I was like, okay, yeah, let's go, bro. But then as you start moving more to the right, I'm like, fuck, shit. It's like, you walk in the room all like, whoa. You're going in this, and then you fucking trip, Like, come on. Composure. Focus, my friend. So I was at the gym today. There was a dangerous ass girl. I was like, focus, my brothers. Focus.
I want your love. I I want it all night. I feel your touch under the light all night.
I agree with Alves. I think it's that note that goes up an octave. So whoever put that lodelic,
All night. Your love, I want it under the light. The sexy.
yeah, again, you're losing me. So I definitely feel like the beginning, you do have something sick with the bass going on. It's dope. The problem is, like Alves said too, that second part is like the part B, let's say, of the bass part. Yeah, it's not it, man. The Giorgio Moroder one too. I mean, you could definitely have different like bass vibes. I just feel the transition into it is not as dope. Yeah, it's what's coming before it. The bass opens up like crazy, and then it starts getting kind of retarded on us with the timing. And but I like this idea where the basses become like this in the break, contrast. As long as it's done properly and you set it up. Here we go. Try dance to it, okay? Yeah, it's hard to dance to it, you know, and I'm even giving you some extra grace here, bro. Like, I'm like, shit. You can be rude, man. I think the song is cool. It's just a lot of the top stuff. It's like it lacks like a certain direction with it. I think that's what I'm gonna say. Bass super sick, doing all this shit, and then it just kind of loses its identity. And in the words of Barely Here, 5822, you a lame, ha ha ha. Relax, bro. Like we're all here to improve and shit, you know. Second set of ears, bro. It just lacks the direction. Okay. Yeah, the drums too don't fit the vibe here. Way too like, okay, how do I explain this, right? So it's like very simple. Okay, track bass, very tight bass, you know, it's not a very big bass. There's a lot of space. You don't have a lot of elements on top, vocal shit like that. So when you have drums going all out with like super long releases, it kills the vibe because it feels like it's hype as shit when the bass is trying to be cool and swag, you know, like the bass right now is like swag and the drums are just you know. I feel like tighter drums would be the play, to be fair. It's way too like hypey. Like here it works, but once you get into like this section, I felt like it was too much. Yeah, so song lacks direction. This is what I'm gonna say on it. I think the money is in the bass. The bass is where it's at. It needs to be all about the bass, and everything on top can't take away from the bass. The moment you fucking do like the Adam 10, all that stuff, it takes attention away from the bass in a negative way, and it also makes the track feel like it lacks like a direction with it. Right now, we're just throwing sounds for the sake of throwing sounds. So again, just rework. It's all about the bass, bro. Make the bass the that's where the money's at. If I had to bet on something, which I don't bet, it would be the bass, man. As for the Suno allegations by Alvis down there, you guys will see when you guys DJ, you guys will see yourself in the circuit. So hopefully, you know, you know, how do you say it? It's bro, damn, chill. Thanks. I'm bringing it back up. I don't know how I got quiet. Okay, we good. That's all I gotta say on it. So I guess fucking bro. Just got that Pepsi and Freed from Desire. What a track. I ain't against fuck, dude. At this point, dude, it's my job. I do work with people that use Suno. And it is what it is, I accept it because they always need me. We got Suno vocals. Let's go. Oh, never mind. Those are my vocals. That's fucking, what's her name? Valerie Lua. And I wrote the lyrics to this too. I got you hypnotized.
I got you hypnotized.
Yeah, I got hormones in there. Nah, that one, no. Maybe it's the way it was processed. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying, man. At this point, it's getting rather scary because it's harder to distinguish it. Or maybe she just has a generic voice. Nonetheless, those aren't Suno vocals. I know them. Yeah, so far so good. I like it.
I got you hypnotized.
I am okay, song cool, very safe song though. It doesn't do anything other than the bass stuff. If you want my opinion, definitely want to get into more songwriting, more concept on it, right? What I mean by that is vocals saying I got you hypnotized. Right? So what can add to that effect? What can, like, look at the cover art, right? The cover art is a guy hypnotized by pills and I think that's a tranny dog. And yeah, right? So how can you kind of give that feel of it, right? So you're in E minor. The whole pack I think was made in E minor and A. So if I go into Disco Candy Volume 2, what can you use, right? Like to give that feeling of hypnotized? What kind of melodies can you use for it? And this is where maybe like Suno can, or not Suno, sorry, ChatGPT, you can ask it, let's say we go here, I'm like, wife says she liked the melody, so that's pretty good. Anyways, yeah, so just gotta add more to it, like personality, just like take anything you like from there. I was just jamming over it until something sticks, right? Like that's usually what you want to be doing. If you can play a MIDI keyboard, always dope for like jamming stuff out. But definitely would add a melody to it to just differentiate it from all the other stuff out there. That's how you make it your own. I always tell people when they're learning, or even when they're far in production and they're just like, I don't know what to make. I'm like, make something that excites you. Copy the foundations of it, because most tracks are gonna be copying each other's foundations. That's what makes the genre a fucking genre. And from there, just you differentiate it with the way that you write it out. So what I mean is, okay, we're doing this minimal bass stuff. We're doing this, like this. Okay, cool. Now don't be like everyone else and do the same exact shit with the top parts and the stuff that you can switch out. Maybe the vocal hypnotize, cool. Everyone else is doing that tan 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 tan. Maybe you come in with like a different melody. Maybe you start to go in and Britney Spears, maybe look at her music and find a way to incorporate some of that. I'm a Slave for You has some really good ideas, and make it your own. But yeah, Too Good for 3 months. Yeah, man, he took that candy, dog. Nah, it's good, bro. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got Alvis. Oh shit, what's up, man? Anything? Okay. Okay, bro. Oh, you're killing me already, bro. Very, very compressed, very aggressive. Yeah, I don't know. My push to talk thing isn't working as intended, man. It's fucked. Open hat's just a bit too much, man. I would use it more as an accent, to be fair. It's just way too. It requires a lot of pain inducing, pain. How do you say it? Resistance to pain to just hear the song. Because if it's gonna have that thing throughout the 7 minutes, so definitely that's way too. You're trolling me, right? Like you're joking. You didn't. Is that me? That wasn't me, was it? Bro, you crazy. Bro, you're crazy. The more I hear this, the more I don't even think this is intentional like that. And my mic is getting stretched out pretty good, dude. Yeah, man, it sounds like your drums are just way too saturated, oversaturated. That's all. Yeah, the more I hear this, the more I'm like, oh shit. You're fucking crazy. I think it adds. Crazy. I like this part.
Let's do this.
I like the bass. I like where it's going. I really don't like the sound. The soundboard's cool. This goofy stuff is dope. Like very creative. I mean goofy. I like the idea of it. But yeah, man, the crazy. I know I want to join in on the action. Hold up. Nah, no more of that. Yeah, cool bass. Definitely gets a little too goofy, I would say. But I would keep some of it. I would just retract on some of that. Open hat change. That's all I can think of. I mean, it's like a clubby song. Can't say much there. Arrangement wise, definitely feels like it could go somewhere else. You bring in the vocals there, but then after that, it's kind of like you just have the beat constantly going. Those fucking lasers are wild. Wild. Crazy. Yeah, just watch out. If you like the idea, bro, like just watch out for those things that sound like, what the fuck? You know, you heard my ears. That's all I gotta say on this, bro. Okay? I would keep the bass kick, change open hat though, and then from their vocal is where the money's at for me. That's where I would go with it. Avello. Damn, bro. The idea is flow, or does it seem like the flow gets sound this? Okay, I'll let you know, man. Actually,
Swore I felt it before so many times. Oh, I was searching for more and falling behind. Oh, thought it was fiction till I felt it hit me, and now I'm upside down, rewriting history with one shot of whiskey, and now I'm thinking out loud. Do you believe
shaker, tap it loud.
that you could feel it just one touch?
We're good.
Do you believe that when you jump you my head's on the ceiling and my heart is beating?
I like the lead, pretty nice. Vocal down the center, mid-side EQ on the lead to respect the vocal. Vocal a little louder. That's about it. Shaker felt a little too loud. Is it needed in the break? So I would say. Other than that, pretty nice melodies, pretty dope. Here we go.
Faster than ever before. Do you believe I did it all? Do you believe I did it all?
different clap. Nice. Only thing that bothered, clap, and that's about it. Like, yeah, that's about it. Sound design wise, it was good. I thought you were gonna be doing some crazy shit.
But I had no faith until now. You make it harder to keep both of my feet on the ground. Thought it was fiction till I felt it hit me, and now I'm upside down.
Nice wide.
Rewriting history with one shot of whiskey, and now I'm thinking out loud. Do you believe in love? That you can feel it just one time?
I like the idea of that. I just hate that fucking snare. That snare is whack.
Do you believe in love? That when you jump, you might fall?
Yeah, so if you're gonna do the future bass section, go all in on it and reference like, you know, like a good future bass artist for it. I feel like you could do it. What's that song by Martin Garrix? Fuck. Yeah, that's what I would reference. Martin Garrix's track with, is it Dua Lipa? Fucking, I think he seduced her with that song for a bit. Scared to Be Lonely, is it? I don't know if it's that one, but it could be In the Name of Love too. Yeah, you need that fucking snare, bro. See, this would be the reference, and also I wouldn't do the whole beat. It would need to be like if I hear, let me see one more time.
Do you believe in love? You can feel it just one touch.
Build up. So instead of doing like the kick shit like that, it feels like you just need that, like the stomp kick, doom, pa, doom, pa, right? And you would half time it. So instead of it being 128, it would be 64, I believe, and then or just extend it. But I feel that's gonna be a lot better. Yeah, some Odisa shit. I don't know who the fuck did that shit. All I know, future bass back in the day. I did make it for a bit. Again, just need the right kick, the right snare, and a fucking wall of saws, bro. But I think it can work. I just don't like the sound selection and the flow because of the drums that you picked and the pattern of the kick.
My heart is beating faster than ever before. Do you believe in love?
Was that what needed? It's fine. You can leave it. There's songs I hear all the time where I'll like, yesterday I was hearing the Chris Lorenzo track with Jazzy, and there's a random ass cowbell on the drop. If you guys hear it, I think Lorenzo was like, man, fuck this shit. And he added the cowbell in there just for shit and giggles. And then it never comes back. And I'm just like, I guess there was just a random ass cowbell in there. Last drop. Can you take it up a notch? How do you take it up a notch? Increase your density. Increase the timbre. I was gonna say timbre. Fuck it, I'll say timbre. And what I mean by that is the tonality of the sauce. They can get a layer that's up an octave from the original octave range it's at. The kick, easiest thing to do is come in with those cashmere ass slaps, or stadium claps. Just trying to be funny, which is like, you know, let me see. Yeah, like this on just with the kick layered. Simple as that, you know? Here, I'll do it for you. Wait up.
Yeah, you can feel it just one touch. Do you believe in love? That when you jump, you might fall. My head's on the ceiling and my heart is beating.
Right.
Faster than ever before.
Here we go, baby. Me and you. Right, that's what I would do personally. Clap, change that thing. That thing sounds like a crunch clap. It sounds like when I would be lazy, So sometimes I'll have to like kind of generate ideas real quick for someone, and like, like I'll just put a top loop. Like I remember I would use the producer school like top loop from their pack where it's like it's that Gen C progressive house with the stutter vocals and shit. Um, but the clap would sound like shit or something, and I just do it because I was lazy. But eventually you do want to fix it, but usually I'll tell the artist, oh, the clap is the only thing bothering, but you can fix that yourself, right? It's like, shit. But anyways, yeah, like that's what I would Yeah, other than that, really cool song, man. Really cool song. It's just missing that final part, like things, that usually people will pay me for. So it's yeah, so there you go. That's, main thing, okay? Density, increase that. First drop, normal kick like that. Second drop, clap, break, boom, right? And yeah, other than that, you did really fucking good. The melody's sick, the vocals work. All right. Just an idea, trying to do different stuff, okay? All right, but I don't know if hate the vocal, but I'm gonna focus more on the instrumental. No stop, no stop. Like it sounds like you're trying to do Luke Dean, Mike Dean. God, I hate them, bro. They're fucking good, dude. Those motherfuckers, dude. The Dean brothers, dog. They're good, man. Motherfuckers. But you don't need to stop. It kills the groove. Should be all about dancing. So that thing is cool in nature, right? Because it's like, yeah, what's up? Look at me, but I don't think it's needed. I like the idea of that vocal more than the break vocal. The break vocal, girls trying too hard to like act like a certain vibe, but it's not there. It stops the dancing, yeah, bro. You don't need that for this. Give me some money. Acid sound too. It works, right? It's your style. I would say any way to like ease up on a distortion and make it like kind of find a medium between the purism of it, which just means standard acid sound without a shit ton of distortion, and shit ton of distortion. Somewhere in the middle where it's not too much. So it fits the vibe more and it doesn't sit on top like that, but it's a little bit more in the song. Here we go. Give me some money. This part's cool. Surprised you didn't use the 7th synth. I think it works. It works. Oh, this part is dope. about all I have to say. Last thing to add, break, use your 7 sound. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. This is again. You know your 7 shit, like. It's just me, bro. Where the hell is that? Yeah, there's this. Yeah, something like that. On the break, not you can do it on the build up too. Cool, like to add the 7th bass shit or the fit check one. Mixing and mastering improvement. Okay. Yeah, I would just do that on the break. A little bit of the Nico Faya 7 sound, and crazy. I like that though. Hope he's changed. I hope he changes that open hat out. Mastering and production by Maxwell Ricard. Okay. While this plays the intro. Let's just already feeling like a lack of low end in this. Way too fast on the snare build entering. Filter it in. Automate the volume in. So right now the low end is just not it. Could come from the sound design of the bass or not having the right sound, but definitely need more of a low end in this. That's gonna help. Let me see if love the idea though. I think the idea is sick. That's cool. Right now, if I had to say kick, way too, like, I want to clean it up, right? So EQ, usually, I think for this, if I had to imagine myself on something like this, I think it's like the mids and the mid lows. Like if I had to say 400 or 500, like little taming, and then the mid lows of the kick. And if that helps kind of create space and make the kick less. It's gonna be so much better. And then hopefully the bass pops out a lot more. But right now I'm not feeling any low, and I even bumped it up, and it's not giving me that doom doom. I have a sub, so I should be able to hear it even if it's in C sharp minor. So right now that's like the main concern. Introduction of this. The drums are hella loud in the break because there's nothing there to really like you know, interact with them. It's very scoped back, so the drums are just popping out like sort dumb. That lead's cool. I like the concept of it. Can it be played down one more octave and made to sound a little bit more mature versus the legato it gets? Right now, it's a cool idea, but it's not like the final sound, I would say. I think it would be down an octave and then maybe less portamento on it and maybe a little more body. Oh, shit. That's cool. Okay, cool. Again, sloppy, but cool. Like right there, like there's this weird, like the portamento, like the flutter, but again, sloppy. It's almost like the right decision, sick, but just being done sloppy. Maybe you can control like the envelope, making the rate of the LFO go up. Use the vocal here as well. The vocal would be sick here. Oh shit, sick harp. Yeah, cool. Right now, again, the track kick needs to sound deeper, less techno doom doom on it. Break was really dope. Said what I had to say. That ARP comes in, which I think is super sick. Problem with that ARP is you're doing like an auto panning effect, right? So stereo image of the track, you've placed that you know, tremolo lead throughout it. The tremolo lead is very wide. So if you wanted that ARP to shine, I would say you need to have a section without the tremolo lead taking attention away from it and using the ARP. I like the idea of the ARP though. I think it could work really good on the build-up to create almost like that ladder effect as you go up, right? And but it can't do it and it can't shine if that tremolo lead is there. But biggest thing, the low end of the track just needs work, man. It's sounding way too boxy. I think that's the best word to put in to use, boxy. Okay, other than that, really cool song, really dope ideas. Use the vocal more in that second break and get it, man. Okay, let's hear this.
Kill it with the beat. Kill it.
All right. Hello, friends. Just starting to make music. Want to find a quick, reliable kick for tech house tracks? Is the DS kick enabled to get that done? I wouldn't use the DS kick. If you wanted to use something for tech house, like the more like safe choice will always be 909 kicks. You can go on Splice or maybe find like a free download for samples from Mars. They have the 909 kit. That's a really good starting point for all your tech house drum needs. And as you start getting into more of like traditional tech house, then you want to be using sample packs, which usually will entail drums that have been sampled from breakbeats, sampled from old records from back then. That's how you get that texture that they have in some of these tracks like Hudson's 82, Mark Knight, D. Ramirez stuff. The 909 ones will work, but they're going to lack that. But again, that's where you want to be at. That's the one I would use. And maybe one good progressive house kick, which I think Mark Knight's Tool Room samples like 5 will have like really good ones like that, where it's like very punchy and not as dumpy as the 909 would.
Killer with the beat. Killer. Killer.
Clap more up front, way too in the back.
Killer.
That lead is cool. I would say if you can thin it out more, it's a bit too full, and maybe it will work a lot better and allow the bass to breathe and keep the groove going without taking away.
Killer.
Thanks, man.
Killer.
Okay, a lot of suspense. What are you gonna do, man? I'm waiting. Here we go. You're creating suspense. Killer with the beat on the triple E G. Hey. So if you're gonna do that, it's because you're gonna essentially you're like being very dramatic, which in songwriting is really good. However, if you don't have something that's gonna be highlighted, there's no reason to do it, right? So what are you highlighting here is the question, right? If the vocal has more to it, easiest place you can put a vocal there, saying some like, I'm a killer on the beat. When I walk in the streets, they know I use FL, so they boo me off stage, but they don't know what's the best, you know, like some cool shit can happen here, bro. Like maybe you can find another vocal that has the killer word in it to tie it together and then use it there. Or come in with something else there, like a sound design sound that's fucking amazing, or like a pattern or a sequence that's gonna be the main idea throughout the song. Again, gotta highlight something if you're gonna be doing that.
Killer with the beat.
Move the low end of the kick on the build.
Killer in the street. Killer with the beat. I know killers in the street. Killer with the beat. I know killers in the street. Killer with the beat. I know killers in the street. Killer with the beat. I know killers in the street.
Which need something new? Be something. Okay, so the whole song is based around kill on the beat, basic house beat. That lead needs to develop, and you develop by layering, changing the rhythm. So if it's sustained in the first drop, maybe second half, you start to maybe do the same thing if you want to do it, but rhythm, you know, instead of doing you do da 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 da, kill it on the beat. Now right, like you switch it up, like you change the rhythm on it, you double time it while still keeping the same idea, which is the idea, you know, the idea of the song. Change the rhythm, progresses it, and you don't get stuck with the same thing. From there, I would thin it out, like I said, and break. You need to come in with something cool. So, for example, if you are set on doing something like that, right? And let's say I was like, okay, you know, let's say you're fucking Adam 10. You come in, you're like, all right, so I got this track. I just can't figure out the break. I've already decided, oh, you know, I feel it's because you need to highlight something. Okay, I don't know what. I'm like, oh, shit. Me neither, bro. But, you know, like if you're going to be doing something like that, maybe it's like you start to, I don't know, do cool shit with it where it's like, you know, like just fucking do something like intentional, right? Like something that isn't a loop from the drop, but just something where the lead, you know, does something dope. Yeah, it's you could do that, or you could go like cool shit like that where it's like intentional, right? Like it's like intention just means like if you were to perform it live, you're gonna be like looking at everyone and like fucking doing some cool shit. But most of the time, the easiest thing to put there is a vocal. That's like the easiest thing to do. But you can definitely like find a synth or something and do really cool shit like with it and stuff. Okay, all right. I'm gonna bring in the new plant. Okay, let's get this out of the way. The mix.
That's sus.
The mix is sus, but where are you gonna take this? Pad filtering in, right? So that's good arrangement. You're doing good so far. Yup, good arrangement. Pad slowly filtering in, like setting the theme. Here we go. Main idea in the first break, or at least some teasing, hopefully. Okay. Melodication may induce feelings of euphoria, peace, and love. You're very, very simple about it, isn't it? Ah! See where it goes. Tense. Yeah, that. Ah. Those saws are so out of place. Oh, that's it. Damn. All right. So, I mean, I like it. Those saw leads. I used to have a student. She's no longer with me. She actually went with someone that probably, how would you say, enabled her usage of cheesy saws. Easiest thing to pick is a saw like that. But I feel like you can pick something better that fits the vibe of the song. Because you do that, and usually, like, if the drop doesn't feel like, it's what comes before it, right? Because we assume something's gonna happen when you start putting certain sounds. You set up like we start to kind of predict what's gonna happen, and then you drop, and it's kind of I like the idea of it. I just think those saws take away from it. I would definitely like either one, buy techno Soundbank or some shit. Two, make a sound, just keep it simple saws, maybe not a lot of unison, like, or if you do it, maybe it's a little more, just a little bit more mature sounding. I think that's a good word to use for that. where it's not like Martin Garrixy or, you know, I was gonna say more stuff like nice little things like this, where it's like maybe slower. I fucking suck. Wait, listen. Yeah, that's what I was hearing though, but let's see. I'm like, do it real quick. We'll move on to the next one. I was hearing some more sounds like that. More melodic. I don't know how to describe that. Just more mature sounding sounds. That's all I can say on this one. Okay. Okay. If he doesn't say anything, I am gonna spin the wheel because I just want more excitement. Okay. I just want to like land on some person. See what happens. See what else we get.
Hey, Mizu, come on, my boy. Come on.
Mix an idea. Okay. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Your heart friends.
Oh yeah.
I need your heart friends.
Moment of truth.
I need your heart friends. Meet me at the disco with your heart friends. Your heart friends. I need your heart friends. Meet me at the disco with your heart friends. Your heart friends. I need your heart friends. Meet me at the disco with your. Meet me at the disco with your. Meet me at the disco with your. Meet me at the disco with your.
Yeah, really good. Only thing is when you finally drop without any of the vocal and drums playing together, it sounds fucking clean. Also, I'm iffy on the kick, but I think it sits fine on the way you have it. My main concern, and this is just being super picky, vocal has all this reverb and echo, and it makes the track messy. So what I would do, just to figure it out, I would remove the vocal and just hear drums, kick, bass, and synths. If it sounds sick, and then I bring the vocal and there's a mess, then the vocals processing, the reverb, the delays is where I'm going to be looking at. If I remove the drums and have the vocal on top and it sits and it sounds dope, then I'm going to be looking more at the drums. And if I'm stuck in between, then I'm going to have to find a good medium where maybe the drums get monoed, sit more a little bit more in the back to allow for the vocal to have all this reverb and delay. But I'm pretty sure it's the reverb and delay on the vocal that's creating this, like you're losing a lot of the presence, a lot of the clean power of the track because of the delay and reverb. But other than that, super good on that one. Antonio's didn't. BPM out of control should be played at maximum volume. Here you go. Let's see. Yeah. So good arrangement. Let's spin the wheel of fortune.
Hey, Monsieur, come on, my boy. Come on.
I don't know who this is, so that's good. That's what I want. Song is unfinished, energy, and if progression is good. Okay. They got you, bro. The clipping gods got you. Don't listen to the clippers. I'm kidding. Clipping is not bad, but holy shit. See the main idea?
On fire. Set this house on fire. On fire. Set this place on fire. On fire. The beat goes round and round. On fire.
Fucked. Fucked.
On fire.
Yeah, you just need better kick, better bass. It could be that you clip the kick, so maybe it's not the right kick, but the vocal has already been used many times. Yeah, but it hasn't been used by Joe Taddy from Puerto Rico, so I think it's fine as long as you do something different with it. You have so many edits of so many songs. Just tell a different story with it, bro. You know, most movies, it's the same fucking hero's arc. So everyone uses it. It's been used a lot, right? But yeah, I'm getting very like, yeah, we can debate it, but definitely just, again, better bass needed if you like the vibe of that. Lead is cool here. Vocal sick. I like it. Drums are dope, except the kick. But the kick and bass just need to be reworked. Get that right and then continue it. But that's about it, man. Progression, it's decent. It's decent. Wait up, dude. If D. Ramirez doesn't bitch, we're moving on. The wheel of fortune. Fucking soundboard that shit. Love you fuckers. All right, here we go. Play now, Arthur Parker. Okay. What's the genre? You know, once I got hired by this guy, he was like 60 years old, somewhere around there. And the whole sesh was literally just him. Like he just said, what is this? That's what he had. And it's hard sometimes because when they start out making music, like, I think this guy was rich because he opened his door. He showed me his fucking piano room. And I was like, God damn, bro. Not here in Cali, dog, unless you're a fucking millionaire. But yeah, he had some weird shit. And sometimes it's just hard to place it. I mean, if you don't use the palette that a genre gives you, fuck, dude. It's hard to place stuff. And especially if it's like just random-ass nonsense, you know? But hey, you know, I made my money. I kind of just gave him some advice, but again, I don't think he wanted that. He just wanted to know what his fucking genre was. Crazy. All right, what genre is this? I don't know. It's time for dinner genre. Here we go, bro. Okay. Maybe you guys can help him out. I don't know the genre, but I do know it's what Skrillex is doing with that fast-paced, like, house garage. Like, what is this? You guys, I know you guys know. I just never bothered to find out what the hell is Virtual Ride and Skrillex making. Well, we'll see. Maybe. It's UK bass. I want to say because fuck. It's this. Bro, you already know who you reference. If you didn't, well there you go.
Riot Leak, how original.
Man, where the fuck is that song? It's crazy. I actually learned to make those sounds for Omen. And then they fucking try and crack it, bro. You motherfuckers. I work hard. I figured it out for you cunts, and you don't want to pay me $10, motherfuckers. Where is that? This is one. It's like the same beat, you know? Like, it feels like the same beat. So whatever that is what you're looking for, I feel. But you don't have the sounds on it, which essentially is just sine waves, like 2-3 layers sometimes, and one of the sine waves on the top layer is pitching down or up, and then it's getting distorted, but not to the point of extra harmonics, and probably a ring mod as well, somewhere in there. But yeah, that's the beat. That's what I would be looking at. What is this genre? And like, yeah, just ask ChatGPT or something. That's like raw hypnotic techno groove. There you go. It might be a combination, but that's what it sounds like for me, bro. UK bass sounds on top, but yours is more. It's a lot more house groovy, hard groovy as well, but a lot cleaner. So definitely look at those things. But yeah, cool idea. I don't. You need more, by the way. But I love the beat. The beat's sick, man. And also your drums are way too like you fucking transient shaped the fuck out of them and made it too perfect where they lost all the texture and all that. So if that's the goal, that's the goal. But definitely want to get some more realness in there.
In the nightclub to find me a chicken head that I might love. Got myself some rum, cause where I'm from sometimes you need some. Bottoms up on the bottle, then I feast my eyes on some gorgeous model. Got my fame, so I had to make a recognized game.
Make that sound wide. Main reason the lately bass or the bass you're using has a lot of overtones, a lot of mids, very dirty. So if we look at this from me hearing in a 2-speaker setup, bam, stereo image down the center right now, that bass, like again, intuition just says we want to widen it to move it out of the way of the top part of the bass. And I think it will also pull up the track a lot more. A nice way.
Give her the eye, she passed by, then she turned with a smile. Made me wonder what I gotta spit in her ear to get that number. The DJ rock brinker made me reminisce about the things I got into. I tried to slide to the girl for a dance, not a chance.
Personally, me, and this could be subjective, one man's opinion. I hate when the vocals are used and you keep that whoa, hey, yeah, my boy, you know, shit like that. What I would do is I would remove them, just keep the rapping, and I would keep the yeah or the and like use that for transitions into different sections, like on the one, you know, everybody stop, don't get it, yeah, dun 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 dun, don't stop or get it, boom, boom, boom. I think that works good. Oh, this is good, bro. This is good. That's dope. Yep. I hate, in the crowd. Again, it just kills the coolness of it. And it makes it feel like you're sampling. It just makes it feel like an edit versus a original. Yeah!
Whatever. So I found me a dime piece that looked better. It's all good.
Yeah, the ad-libs.
To bring the piece
sure.
to my hood.
Sure, but it takes away from the song.
This and that. Hey, yo, she ain't no joke. Hit the dance flow. I was tired as hell, 3 merengues in a row. She asked if I'm single, but you know I take my ring off before I mingle. I said no. I broke up with my lady. Perfume driving me crazy. Some clown stepped up.
Nice. That top lead needs to change. So top lead on the break, make it matter more right now. Okay, so there's levels to production. This is definitely up there, I would say, in terms of the house world. Main thing that would take it from kind of like, oh, you're like everyone else, to like, oh shit, pro, I would say is that lead here, right? Like we can play with the envelope that's routed to the filter cutoff and make it matter. So what that means is a song here, we know you're gonna drop with it like that, but make it feel in the break like it's developing into the drop. We can hear the journey of it. I mean, we're not going to be there hearing the lead going, oh, I feel that journey. But subconsciously, it just creates a nice tension, anticipation for the drop, right? And the cleanest way to do it, instead of just using like an auto filter and removing it, you can play with the envelope amount, which the last video I made, or 2 videos ago, Why Your Bass Lines Are Dead, same concept. So like if I have, let's say here I have like this lead.
Let's do this.
What the fuck? And like, let's say we'll just use this as an example. Like I have something like this, right? And it's like, okay, like boom, like this. Right? Maybe like you use it like this, right? But instead, let's say this blue line, you can't really automate it. So what you have to do is you have to right click aux source macro 1, and then as you move this up, it allows the full power of the dark side of the force to really develop it out and shit. That's what I would do personally as you approach. And eventually, yeah, you can always just do that, but I find that sounds a lot better than the stuff most people do, and then you could do that. And then matrix macro 1. Yeah, what the fuck did I put it on the DK? But it should also be on the here. Can also do, and again, I learned a lot of this from the analog synths that you can see behind me. You can route a velocity to this envelope, and this is the other way, because now velocity, as I press C or V, you can see at the bottom left here, it's changing the value. Right, so you can do a lot of cool stuff that way, or you could just automate it all like at once, but you could do that. All I gotta say, but I think it's a dope song, man, for sure. Get it. All right, we got another one. Alpha mix low end without reference. God damn, bro. Well, let's see. I'm just gonna usually if I need to reference the low end, I gotta bump it, but
I can see you.
So usually with low end, biggest thing is perception of a fat low end will come from also your drums being leveled properly, your synths, vocals. So right now I'm bumping it loud and your drums are just way too fucking, they're not sounding optimal. They're sounding hella loud. So keep that in mind, but there are issues. Yeah, vocals way too fucking loud.
I chase you, I can see you in the blue. I'm being deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. Deja vu. I can see you. I can see you. Deja vu.
Well, let's get this out of the way. Before I even touch the low end, I'm going to remove everything. Like, way too loud on the vocal, very imbalanced. I don't know how much you're limiting by on the master, but there's a lot of issues. So, definitely want to get those. So, I need to find a part of the song where there's not a lot of stuff on top of it. So, I'm just going to mute. Use the Vision 4X. Check it out real quick. Not sure if you're side chaining or not. I mean, hopefully you are. I think you are, but your low end's looking rather odd, man. With this stuff, kick, I don't know what the hell this is. Like, it's weird. So usually what I tell people with low end stuff is keep it simple at first. If you haven't nailed like a proper low end, like felt the, you were like, damn, I nailed that low end. Like, simple, like just make the bass yourself. Like a simple saw. Like I have tutorials on the rolling bass. Simple saw, just get that working good. And if it works good, then you know the foundations of a rolling bass and you know how to get that basic one to sound dope. From there, you can start to add complexity by adding layers on top of it, right? So I would start off with the basic saw rolling bass so that this doesn't look like mushy and weird. And then from there, I would add this bass if you like it as a top layer and get the level right. That's the only way to do it, by just hearing it through SoundCloud. But I can tell you this right now, it's hard to get the low end right when the top elements, your leads, your drums are hella fucking loud and you're ramming them through a limiter. That's what this sounds like right now. So definitely want to be looking at that, man. Also, the kick doesn't look optimal. There's some weird shit going on with it for some reason. Like, a good kick will look like this, right? So if we look at like a anima track, right, something of sorts, or who has some good low end, usually Hilo does, but when I look at, let's say, I don't know which one he has that's good, but I do reference a couple. The one that I like is Safe From Me, or that's actually the one, or Casian actually is probably going to be a better bet, I would say. He finally told John Summit, don't use 6 fucking hats. Thank God. So one, and sorry again if my mic is bleeding, my push to talk's not working right now. Just big difference, right, between yours and his already. Different basses, I understand that. Still same rolling bass concept. His kick also looks weird, so I don't know. There's something going on with my Vision 4X or some shit, but essentially, like, you can see how defined the low end looks. You can see it's not mushy. You can see that it's fucking clean. You can see the length of it. You can see it ends before the next kick hits. So that's what you want to be doing. You don't need this plugin, But pretty much all this tells me, again, he's keeping it simple with the bass. He doesn't have two, like, let's say, bass lines on top of each other, two saw layers at the bottom octave, right? He's using one simple one with one up an octave. If I were to remake the bass, that's how I would approach it, just by looking at that. But that's like the main thing I can say. I'm gonna lower the volume down one more time, see if there's anything I catch. Kick's also sounding rather odd, so I would look at that. Most of the time when I teach people bass lines, and I've done it with people in the stream that eventually book just a sesh to have me rework their song. Like a lot of times I show them how simple it is, and they're just like, what the fuck? And it is very simple to nail the low end when you have control over it, right? Understand the foundation, the concepts of it. Next big thing too is the kick. I make it a big emphasis that the kick matters a lot. So if you're just picking any kick and putting it in, it's not guaranteed to work. You want to look for the good kick. The kick you shouldn't have to fight to make the kick work. If you have to do all these crazy cues and fucking compress and all this shit, then it's the wrong kick. Just find one that sits like glue with the rolling bass, man. That's all I'm gonna say on it. And all I can give a value just hearing a SoundCloud preview, bro. Okay, mix low and without reference. So yeah, I would just remake the bass. Just watch one of the videos on basic rolling bass. Like, that's the way. Okay, and then from there, add this as a top layer if you like the tonality of it. Okay, as bassy as they want to get me, so horny. That's funny. If it bangs, well, I'll let you know if it bangs. That's you got symmetry, bro. Leon Registry. Cool. Is there any way to add some like call and response with that top sound you have? That's all I would say. But the bass is doing some dope shit.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything.
Snare. All right, so this is more advanced stuff that people don't usually do. So for the break here, I like the vibe of the vocals. They're like ampy, like, you know, very rock, very Lorenzo punk kind of. That snare, right? Like, is the odd one out. Like, it's lacking the mid lows, so it sounds rather thin. Other thing too is you're in a break. Can you add reverb to the snare, like a 80s one, or can you make the snare feel like it's interacting with everything in the middle, right? So like, you know, just a simple like reverb, not too much, not too little. One thing I've done for like the disco candy packs, I remember like volume 2, let's say, for the drum fills, like I think there's this like snare like this, the clap. All right, that's what a clap or a snare with reverb would sound like, and just increasing the, I think it's the dry and wet on it to make like a cool little build. So maybe it's doing something similar with the snare where it gets a nice reverb in the break to fit and be in theme with everything else over just being pa pa constantly. All right, so that's cool. Yeah, cool idea. I love the idea, man. It's like me so hard. You want me over there if it bangs. It bangs. Bass, I would say about 70% of the way there. Just reference with people you like. Well, let me rephrase that. Reference with big artists that are known to have really strong mix downs, aka Chris Lake, some of Lorenzo's. Side piece, I would say, definitely has some decent shit. Who else has some like good fucking low end, bro? Like, fucking. In fact, Lorenzo would be a good reference for this shit too, because he does those kind of breaks and this kind of vibe, man. So cool. Wait up. Who did I fucking skip? I think I skipped this fool. All right, I didn't know you were here, man. That's why I'm doing the roulette, so that way someone bitch, I'm like, I go back. Okay, so thank you for letting me know you're here, man. I'm honored to hear your track. Let's see what we get. Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. See, I went back. Just to switch it up. Let's see if I was a mastering engineer. I used to master people's tracks, not anymore. But maybe I should become fucking one at this rate, to be fair. But then AI will do it too, so just gotta adapt, right? I'm just curious. Okay. Does this thing have a sidechain?
baby, tell me how. I want your body, I want it now. To touch it, tease it, please it, baby, tell me how. To touch it, tease it, please it, baby, tell me how. To touch it, tease it, please it, baby, tell me how.
Cool. Melody that you come in top lead. Right, it has this weird attack to it. If you're gonna come in with it, have it interact with the bottom bass. That's the main idea to me. The bottom. No, 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 no.
Baby, tell me how.
No, no. Now, when the bottom bass starts to move, that's the problem. See here now, you switch. The bass wants the attention when you switch. Usually when you switch chords, that's what we would call like a strong beat. So problem is usually it works if the lead melody moves. Here it's just not working, probably due to the sounds. So one more time.
Tell me how.
Feels a little. It feels a little like you gotta work at it. It feels like the if it came maybe before, so it's like and it hits with this, and then that lead holds on or meets with the bottom bass on the same notes. It might work, but I don't know. There's something weird with it, like the feeling of it, I guess. But it's cool. Could be fine though. But definitely feel like. Alright, here you go.
Tell me how.
Yeah, the other thing I want to check is the low end. Like, I don't know. My Vision 4X has been looking odd, so. It felt like the bass bottom just was sustaining out too much. Right, do 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 do, but then the sub bass is like woo 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 woo. Sometimes it's just the length of the MIDI notes could solve that, so that's what I would look at as well. But nonetheless, definitely heard it, so it was bothering. I also just did this to the top part of the bass because it was bothering how much it was popping out and like overtaking everything. So just wanted to put that. Probably could be solved with just fixing the bass, cleaning it up a bit more. those close hats also feel a bit like too static and either too loud or needs more movement. Yeah, cool idea. I mean, that's most I gotta say. I would like those close hats. I can't solve it with this to like just groove more versus just be constantly, because you got like a very a track that's really dynamic full, right? Not in terms of the volume, but like in terms of the cutoffs and the movement in it. And then the close hat is just constantly it feels like it can like like move more. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let me just get out of this one. Very unique. I want to hear the lead up to that. Should make this feel more dramatic and impactful. I like the idea of it. I just separate that little section. I'm curious because this is what I was Fuck, just the kick? Just the kick by itself. Curious, is there a fucking kick in this track by itself? That's cool. Yeah, I just wanted to isolate this because it should just be the kick, I feel. So it's like beat, fuck. No bueno. Something like that, isn't it? Just gonna follow the fucking like just a kick. Simplify the drums down. You don't have to constantly have them on. I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, just a kick by itself. Maybe some like close hats go away or something, and it's just kick clap, to create like that feeling like you're about to fucking go somewhere, slowly removing and making it feel a lot more like, oh shit, we're about to fucking hell, dude. And My brain's hurting on this. I'm like 1/4. Ah, okay, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, where's the 1/4 at? Let me see. I'm like, I think this is a 1/4 here, and then it's over here, and then it's over here. I'm just gonna fuck it up, but you'll get the idea. Just simplify the drums a bit. I think it still keeps going or some shit. Yep. Like. Fuck. And then boom. So you get the reverse, just a kick. I try to do it, but this is making my head hurt. I should line it up and get the BPM, but fuck that. But yeah, just kick, boom, boom, boom. There. Again, it's just theory. If you hear most songs by top producers that have good songwriting skills, usually before they do that, they'll like make it feel like, again, just remove, do the fucking the sweep you have, because the sweep's gonna pop out a lot more and matter a lot more if you don't have all these fucking drums on top of it, and then from there it means a lot more. This feels a lot better. Some producers, from what I've seen, will also remove 4 bars completely and slowly create like a little mini buildup. But again, it matters because this is very dramatic and you need to set it up as so. Right now, I just go straight into it, but you don't really make it feel like a little before. You don't make me anticipate it. So it rather feels kind of like, when you could definitely create like a fucking grandeur moment before it and then get into it in a cool way. Okay, all right. I gotta say, okay, let's see. I'm gonna spin the wheel. Let's see. I'm gonna hit the. Okay, playing now. 5 to 6. Okay. Come on, girl. For me, it's.
Hey, monsieur, come on, my boy.
Okay, let's do that. I mean, drums sound dope. They sound very tech. So good drums. You don't have low end sub. So that's why I was just putting this. You could just use a basic sine wave. I don't know what you're playing, but you need a sub, bro. If you're gonna be doing that with the top bass, just a normal sine. Usually I like a saw, and then just filter it. Because if you remove all the highs of a saw, you get essentially like a saturated sub in a sense. So yeah, just add the sub in.
Come on. Come on, girl. Dale más, dale más. Come on. Dale más.
All right, cool.
Come on. Come on. Come on, girl.
Yeah, it's good. It's like it reminds me of some of the stuff I hear on Spotify. Like, if I had to add anything, like it's just be like I don't even know if I have Latin ass fucking drums. Like I should, but I don't think I fucking passed the Latin drum stack. Yeah, I don't have those Latin drum. I made like these drum racks back then when I was working on the Seaver 5 or 6. Essentially just, you know, like cool little things. But usually what I'll do is like, if I have something like that, I'll start adding like little drum fills and shit to it. And that's it, you know. But yeah, just missing a sub. And after that, you sound like most. And if you want to take it further, drum motifs would be the way to go with it. Okay, I already played that. Okay, I'm gonna do one more just because we're losing viewers and I think everyone's already like, fuck this shit. And Ego Shift, I'll just hear this one. It's my last one. Call it a day. Check it out. Oh my god, what the hell? This fool. I'll tell him how it is. Yeah, this one kind of would have like the kicks, honestly, but not 909. So what is it?
Hey yo, eyelids half open, slight chill, trap blowing, doors creak, turn handles. In this window I burn candles, burn incense, learn mantras.
Ah, nice. How did it send it to email or what?
Black fist like that first panther, wolf house, close call, PTSD from my close calls. Till the day the whole world wakes up, I'm boxed in by these close walls. No one's left down, Lord Buddha my head bounds. Sitting stand, no splitting hairs, not doing two, no steps out. Remember this only is empty, there's nothing that's steady, there's open to readiness, do not believe it.
They have an app? That's crazy. What the hell?
Just because I said it is trying to see for yourself it's medicine. See the rise, see the fall, let go and you see it all. Graduation from self-deception, self-acceptance, resurrection.
All right, now, okay, so I'll just give you my honest feedback, okay? Like, and then just, yeah, I don't know this genre. I don't know if it's supposed to be this distorted. I'll just say what I have to say. Okay, if it needs to be distorted, cool. There's this kind of drone choir pad in the back that you have, like almost like a, oh, right? Like doing a lot. I feel it's taking a lot away from the song in the sense that it just clutters instead of adding to the conversation. It tries to destroy the conversation. If there's any way to maybe put it more in the back, less up front, and also make sure it's in the right key or tuning properly with everything.
Eyelids half open, slight chill, trap blowing, doors creak, turn handles. In this window I burn candles, burn incense, learn mantras. Second chance to that first answer, radiate like I burn cancer. Black fist like that first panther, wolf house, close call, PTSD from my close calls. Till the day the whole world wakes up. In this window I burn candles, burn.
Can you remove stuff before you get into the main portion here, right? Again, like everything stays and it just goes into it. I think it'd be more impactful if you remove stuff, like maybe most of the drums, and then lead into it.
Incense, learn mantras, second chance to that first answer. Radiate like I burn cancer, black fist like that first panther. Wolf house, close call, PTSD from my close calls. Till the day the whole world wakes up, I'm boxed in by these close walls. No one's left down, Lord Buddha my head bounds. Sitting stand, no splitting hairs, not doing two, no steps out. Remember this only is empty, there's nothing that's steady, there's open to readiness. Do not believe it just because I said it is trying to see for yourself it's medicine. See the rise, see the fall, let go and you see it all. Graduation from self-deception, self-acceptance, resurrection.
Favorite part is here.
Hey yo,
Crazy.
eyelids half open, Doors creak, turn handles. Burn incense, learn mantras. Radiate like I burn cancer. Black fist like that first panther. Wolf howls, close call, PTSD from my close calls. Till the day.
Honestly, man, I would just remove the vocal from, like, this is what I would do. I would remove the vocal and just hear everything, the instrumental. Make sure there's space for the rapping and nothing's really interfering with it. Make sure stuff is in tune, not too dissonant. Those are gonna be the big things.
Doors creak, turn handles. Burn incense, learn mantras. Radiate like I burn cancer. Black fist like that first panther. Wolf howls, close call, PTSD from my close calls. Till the
See, like there, you got the chords and you get that da-da-da, and that's just very dissonant.
day the whole world racing. I'm boxed in by these close walls. No one's left out. Lord Buddha, my head bows. Sitting, stand, no splitting hairs. I tore two, cause no steps out. It's only accepted. It's nothing
Give me the melody.
readiness. Do not believe it just because I said it is training. See for yourself in this medicine. See the rise, see the fall. You see it all. Graduation from self-deception. Self-acceptance and resurrection.
Yeah, this song is crazy. My bad. Is this song? Song is loud, isn't it? This is what I gotta say with the song. I like when it's playing that. That's dope. Vocal rapping, cool. It's part of the song. Again, I would just audit a lot of the stuff going on in the song. Is it needed? Like, I didn't even hear these things until I switched to the yellow speaker, you know, the mono one. There's these wubs in there, wah, 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 and then you got this things like that, right? Maybe they can work. It's just, you know, making it fit and not doing it all at once. And also, I was gonna say, are the drums loops or are you programming the drums yourself? Because a side of me also felt like the beat itself doesn't allow for, like, it just sounds like it's a top loop over this, and you need to either, one, drums need to get refined down to where it makes, like, it allows for all this madness to occur with what you got. Or it's the other way around. The other stuff needs to tone down and let the drums do their thing. So that's going to be like my big thing with it, man. Other than that, but I think my favorite thing was just mainly the I thought it was cool. I like that with the vibe. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. You guys enjoy the week. Enjoy the World Cup. Yeah, just ease up on the sounds, man. That's literally all I wanted to say. It just feels one of those things where if you were to send these instrumental to someone, they'd be like, where do I sing? You know, you don't want that. Just keep it simple. Simplicity will always outdo everything, and have sections for different things. And again, I feel you can have all of it, but spread out rather than everything trying to play at once. All right, fam, take care. Always a pleasure to hear your music. Catch you guys next week.